InfoMusRent at YouTube.com.
We are going to begin this half hour with that tearful reunion between internet sensation Ted Williams and his mother. We're going to talk to them in a moment, but first today, national correspondent Amy Robach with more on how it all happened. Good morning to you, Amy.
Meredith, good morning. In only a few days, Ted Williams has gone from begging for money on a freeway to widespread fame, numerous job offers, and a chance to rebuild his life.
Hi, Mommy. Hi, Mommy.
A week ago, this reunion would have seemed impossible for Ted Williams and his mother, Julia.
This has been a dream and a prayer. So flying that sign has some kind of validity.
The sign said, "I have a God-given gift of voice," prompting a Columbus Dispatch videographer to listen.
Say something with that great radio voice.
When you're listening to nothing but the best of oldies, you're listening to Magic 98.9.
This video showcased a down-on-his-luck Ted Williams and his booming baritone.
And then alcohol and drugs and a few other things became a part of my life. And I got 2 years clean, and I'm trying hard to get it back.
Since it was posted on the internet just this Monday, the video has been viewed more than 11 million times.
I produce a lot of videos, but a few of them change people's lives like this one has.
Every weekday morning. Perfect, man.
Within a few days, Ted Williams, 53 years old and homeless, found himself back inside a radio station and flooded with numerous offers.
I just didn't know anything like this would have happened.
The NBA's Cleveland Cavaliers offered him a job.
We loved his voice, we loved his story, and our biggest priority right now is just to get him in here.
And he signed his first big recording contract with Kraft Foods.
Kraft Homestyle Macaroni and Cheese. Cheesy noodles topped with golden brown breadcrumbs. You know you love it. From NBC News, this is Today.
He recorded the Today Show opening announcement and visited the studio. It's a far cry from the run-ins with the law that he's trying to move past. This type of turnaround that he always hoped his 90-year-old mother would live to see.
I always used to pray to God, I'm telling you religiously, say, Lord, please let my mom live to, see another year. Maybe this will be a year that somebody would, say, hey, man, do you want a job or anything?
And on Thursday, they got their chance.
That's my mom.
Please don't disappoint.
Reuniting after 20 years.
The Lord answered my prayers because I was praying that my mother would stay around long enough for her to see me.
And I'm right here.
Well, Ted's first Kraft Macaroni and Cheese commercial is scheduled to air Sunday during college football's Kraft Fight Hunger Bowl. He has also voiced an MSNBC promo that started airing last night, so lots of work ahead for him, Meredith.
Amy, thank you. Ted Williams is with us again this morning, along with his mother, Julia. Good morning to you both.
Good morning. Good
Long
morning.
time coming, this
Yes.
reunion. Ted, talk to me about yesterday when you finally saw your mom after 20 years.
Meredith, I was just gone. I was just outdone. I couldn't. I don't think we talked for a second to say, Mommy. We just balled up, teared up, both of us. And when Mommy cries, that makes me cry. So we didn't even say anything. We just hugged each other. And, man, it was like the dream finally came true. Thank you, Jesus. It was like that. That was what was going on in my mind.
What was going on in your mind, Julia, when you saw your son?
It seemed like a dream. I always wished him well, but he would always brush me off. I would say to him, why don't you let God in your life to straighten out your life? You need to straighten out. Goodbye. That's what I got. So he just pushed me out of his life, and it made me feel very bad from the family that I came from. Because my husband was a Jehovah's Witness, and I go to one of the nicest churches in Brooklyn. And prayer is the only thing that has helped me through all this, because it's been hard.
So for the 20 years that you were apart, you had tried to reach out?
Well, it's been 10 years since I've seen, and the only thing I ever got was promises. I'm going to come and be with you at Christmas time. I said, how many Christmas have you been saying that? So I said, just put it in God's hand. Let him.
I felt like my addictions and I felt like I brought so much disgrace to this woman, that there wasn't much I could say, because I think I told you yesterday that the one thing that she would always ask me on phone calls was, are you working? And I think she would have even settled for the fact that McDonald's, if they'd hired me, she would have been happy with that. So
was it shame? Ted? Is that what it was for you?
Yeah, I didn't know. And then when I would even talk to her on the phone, and I'd say, "Mommy, one day this voice is going to do something. One day," and she'd say, "Oh, Bull, you know what?"
Please, Ted.
She would say that, and when she said that, it felt like she didn't have no faith in anything that I said I wanted to do.
Why did you say that, Julia? Because you'd heard it before? Or?
I've heard it so many times before, and it was like a broken record. "Oh, Mom, I'm going to do it." I said, "Oh, please, let's not go into that." Because all I got was promises.
Well, I noticed yesterday at the reunion, one of the first things you said was, "Please don't disappoint me."
That's right. Don't disappoint me. Hold your life together. Just don't let things fall apart and you fall in with the wrong people. That's the part that upsets me about him. He's a good person, and he's easily pulled into things. And straighten your life out. That's the only thing I wanted him to do.
Well, I know when we talked yesterday, Ted, I mean, for anybody, this attention it's got to be a lot to absorb and to handle. And Matt and I were saying to you yesterday that we worry too. I suppose a lot of people do, that it's a lot coming at you very fast.
Right, very fast.
And you've been down the road before. How do you keep yourself from heading down that road again?
I want to choose one particular situation, or I'm the voice of Kraft Macaroni and Cheese.
I know, as of yesterday, your first paying gig, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
and signed a little deal, very lucrative, I might add, as well. The Cleveland Cavaliers is still an option as a secondary choice, with the home and all. Everybody's giving me little money deals, but no one's never said, "Hey, Ted, here's a place for you to call your own, or your home to cook in." So I want to pick one particular situation, and I think I could handle it. But all of these other irons in the fire and all that is so overwhelming that I think I told you about, bless her heart, Dale Atkins, the psychologist here on staff or whatever. I'm going to call her a little more often.
Here, yeah.
Contributor. She's a sweetheart, and I didn't get a chance to call her, but I think I'm going to use her as somewhat of a sponsor and a therapist too, because
you're going to need that.
Yes, I feel I'm going to need it.
I know you were looking like you wanted to say something, Julia.
But the sign that they called and told me that he had, and I went to bed, I said, "Oh, it could be like this."
It was very disgraceful that
and I just
she felt
cried.
disgraced.
I said, "To think." And
you mean the sign when in the video?
Yes.
That made
Someone
her feel
called and told me, "Mama Ted, there's a sign." I said, "What sign?" He's holding up a sign out there. This is the last thing. What
Then she started telling me what the homeless people do here in New York. About collecting cans and all that.
Ted, I said, "How can you do our family like that? That is my home, and all my family is out there. How could you get so low to do a thing like that?" And then I just went to bed, and through the night I could see him with this sign, and I said...
And what did the sign say?
I have a God-given talent. I'm an ex-radio announcer who has fallen on hard times. Please, any help would be gratefully appreciated.
And yet that sign let him out of the situation.
Yes.
It really did, Julia.
Yes, it did.
Thanks to Mr. Wentworth.
The gentleman who saw it, the videographer who saw it.
But to think of my son, my family, looking at all this, putting up a sign.
So you were in contact all that time with the grandchildren?
Yeah. But the grandchildren wouldn't tell me because they didn't want to hurt me. Someone else called and told me. I said, "They don't even allow you to hold up signs in Ohio. How's he do?" I said, "Well, he's doing it."
And that was, I think, yesterday we alluded to the idea. I mean, what I've done to support my drug habits and so forth, and that was theft. She didn't seem to feel as bad about the theft as she did me holding a sign on a highway exit.
Well, there's something about it, I suppose, when it's family and embarrassment and all of that together. But
it's embarrassing.
But yesterday was a good day. It was a positive day. It was a step forward.
Yes, it was.
You had and a crazy day too.
Yes,
I mean,
it
you had
was.
this wonderful reunion, but you spent it here. You spent
I was on Jimmy Fallon last night.
Well, let's talk about Jimmy Fallon actually, Dad, because you admitted to a little bit of a man crush.
Yeah, I said
on Mr. Lauer. We'll show you. We'll show you. Let's put up the tape.
This is what happened last night, Mom. Look, the Today Show, man. That's a hot show in the morning, for me. And Matt Lauer, man, I mean,
we like Matt Lauer.
He brings the female out in me because that Matt Lauer, you know, Matt Lauer is hot. Matt Lauer is hot. You know, so, yeah, I mean,
me too.
Ted, I just got to tell you, if you wanted a job on this show, you're sucking up to the wrong person. Okay? Matt Lauer's not the right one.
I don't know why I said, I do know why,
I'm teasing you.
I just felt like, hey, meeting Matt Lauer was the greatest thing that could have happened. I knew I had arrived to New York meeting you guys.
Well, I think the greatest thing that could happen is that you get your life on board and straight, and then you get the help that you need.
I'm going to keep you guys abreast of what's going on.
I appreciate it, and
I don't know how I'll get in contact with you personally to say, hey, Meredith,
we'll give you our numbers. Don't you worry about it at all.
God bless you all.
And you have the pipes, but when this lady speaks to you, listen.
Yes, ma'am.
It's great to have you here, Ted.
I don't want to disappoint her anymore.
Thank you, Ted.
Thank you, Meredith.
Julia,
I've been through enough.
So much.
I hope it's over now.
I hope it is too. We wish you the very best. We really do.
Thank you so
Ted
much.
Williams and Julia Williams, thank you.
Infamous Rent at YouTube.com.